So today we're going to look at gait deviations or variations in people's walking patterns. Specifically, we're going to look at the amputee group, but this particular deviation and the underlying cause of it could actually cross over to many different patients that we see. In particular, we're going to look at psoas and its effect on our walking pattern. So psoas is also commonly called our hip flexor. It attaches from our spine all the way to the front of our leg. In this position, the psoas is in a short position. As we go up into standing, that psoas is having to extend, and if it is tight, it's limiting the amount of extension we can get through our hips. You may think, how does this influence our walking pattern? Well, it's in particular important during our stance phase. So as we step onto that affected leg, and as we're stepping through, you need to get extension through that hip. And your hip flexor is one of the limiters. So what we find with people with tight hip flexors, they're in a semi-flex position, and as they're stepping, they're unable to get that extension through that hip, which is limiting their step length.
So I want to take the opportunity to look at a case study. In this particular video, I want you to focus on this gentleman's hips. As you can see with this still picture, this gentleman is unable to get the extension needed at his hips to improve his step length. Let's slow it down so we can now see it while he's walking. It's important to note that hip flexor tightness, whether it be as a result of sitting in a wheelchair for long periods of time or just being less active than we used to be, generally presents with bilateral step length reduction. When you have a single leg contracture as a result of hip flexor tightness, this is more commonly seen in the early phase of rehab, directly after the amputation. This is exactly why in an acute rehab setting, we encourage patients to lie on their stomach for extended periods of time. It is also something I encourage patients to continue to do at home because it's natural that they're not going to be as active as they were pre-amputation. We need our therapists to encourage and continue to encourage patients to lie on their stomach because look, it's not a comfortable position for them. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope it makes us think deeper about the cause of gait deviations and improve the treatment of them.